All right, Shalom. Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakagodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity and maturity. Real quick prophecy update. This day with Ukraine is getting serious. All right, it's going to the next stage, and that's actually a part of the prophecies of the scriptures in these last days. All right, because this beast system, all right, is written, all right, in biblical history, which is the Bible, because we're still living in history. All right, why is this? Because the Bible is a living testament. All right, everything that is written in the scriptures has came to pass and is still coming to pass. All right, because we know that the Lord's words don't return void. All right, so what's happening now? The Lord's waking us up, and the Lord's giving us the eye salve, all right, and the vision and the sight to see these things now, man. All right, everything is going according to plan. All right, thus saith the Lord. Now, I'm just gonna play a couple of seconds of this video. This is Canadian Prepper. A lot of brothers know about this this man's channel. And he comes with a lot of good, lots of good news. All right, accurate news. All right, being a Canadian. All right, he has access to a lot of sources that warn him of things. Now, I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and I'm gonna get a couple scriptures because now, the pride of NATO, the pride of the beast system, the pride of America has really put them into the mindset of thinking that, Russia is one of the weaker nations that they're used to bullying, that they're used to spoiling. But that's not so. Russia is a very, very, very strong power structure on the earth, another strong kingdom. Now, we did have kingdoms in the past that were taken over by other kingdoms. For example, in the book of Daniel, all right, you have the Babylonian Empire, which was later taken over by what? The Persians and the Medes. All right, then you have the Persians and the Medes, excuse me, and they were eventually conquered by who? The Greeks, right? And then the Greeks were eventually conquered and restructured, all right, and taken over by the Romans. Now, we are living in the last leg of that Roman Empire, okay? The 10 toes, all right? The 10 toes is talking about NATO and the EU in these last days. Why? Because part of the countries are weak, all right? Part of the countries are strong, all right? And this goes for financial mostly, all right? And just because they don't get along, they're broken, all right, while being together. And this shows you the confusion amongst Esau. And that's what the 10 toes is describing in the book of Daniel. These vassal states over there in Europe, which make up NATO and the EU, which make up what? That beast system. Then who do you have that rise upon the beast system? You have America, all right? And America, all right, before they get into any huge conflict, they send proxy armies, and that's what they've been using, Ukraine for, as a proxy army. And now it's getting to the point where what? Russia's starting to get busy on Ukraine, and they're starting to look real bad. So now what? The U.S. has been involved in the rumors lately of creating a dirty bomb. This is how the Edomites over here roll, because they're the most proud, they're the most wicked. All right, the Edomites in America. Well, America makes up that beast system, the whore that rideth upon the beast system. It's the brain of the operation. All right, it's the power and the might of the operation. All right, this whole Edomite power structure in the earth, the NATO and the EU, America, so on and so forth, is about to be broken by who? By Russia. Okay, and this is prophecy. All right, this is prophecy because what? America is starting to step on the toes of the bear. And now what? Like a brother like I seen the title from another brother's video, the bears being awakened, the bears out of hibernation now. Okay, and the Russians, they're not going to play with America, man. Okay, and this is prophecy. And with all this coming to pass, we still have what? The electronic tag. All right, Revelation 13, the mark of the beast. We still have the failing economy over here in America. All right. We're still seeing the chariots. We're still in the truth. So everything is going according to plan, man. We just have to continuously report on these things and prophesy. Also, at the same time, working on ourselves, man. Okay, so because we're getting real close. And I'm going to play a little bit of this and get a couple scriptures, and that's really it, man.
Everybody's talking about this next one. Did I show you the video of Medvedev in the weapons factories yet? So Dmitry Medvedev took a walk through one of the Russian military facilities today where they're making tanks, they're making weapons. He's saying they got more weapons than they can shoot. Now, a lot of people have been saying for this whole thing, oh, Russia's running out of weapons. The late Peter Vincent Pry, pretty much bring him up in every video because what he said in that video, his prediction, and he's not with us anymore, but I'm pretty sure his prediction has come true because we're about to see NATO enter this war. And now the Russians are about to bring out the big guns, the stuff that they've been saving in reserve, the stuff that I've told you they have throughout their country, which is vast. Okay, they have everything they need to manufacture this stuff. You need a few chips, but you can get those chips from China still. But no, they're not busting open washing machines and all of this stuff that treats the Russians as if they're some like primitive society is just absolute nonsense. You need to understand that this 101st Airborne, who is LARPing on the border between, I shouldn't say that. That was somewhat disrespectful, but you know what I mean. They haven't engaged in the conflict yet. Everybody's talking this up as, oh, now the Russians are in for it because these 2,300 guys are going to go there and take on 500,000. I think the American military might get a rude awakening.
And that's exactly, that is, according to prophecy, America is going to get a very rude awakening, man. All right, because in the mindset of America and its people and its allies, all right, and the soldiers, the American soldiers, all right, and this is stemmed all the way down to the people trusting in this military over here. This is the scripture. Who can make war with the beast, man? All right. This is why America is going to go ahead and try to test Russia. And we're going to see some things coming in these latter days, man. We're going to see a lot of destruction coming. And these are these rumors of war, all right, leading up to the actual War 3, according to the book of Revelation. This is what we're seeing, man. All right. So prophecy, the Lord is bringing everything to pass as he said he would in these latter days. Now, let me grab this. Who shall make war? Let's see here. Bear with me 1 second. This is Revelation 13. And let's start at 1. Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the names of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. All right, why? Because the beginning of this beast system, this Edomite power structure on the earth, began with the Greeks. You can read about that in the book of Daniel as well, man, which is what I was going into earlier. It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. All right, now where it says in verse 2, it says, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. That means that the end or the last age, all right, or the last, the last state of this beast system that we're reading about that has been raised up in these last days will come, all right, and be destroyed and taken down by the bear. That's why it says the system, the feet of it is a bear. What's at the feet of it? Russia. We know that they're one of the animals that symbolize them is the bear. So prophecy is adding up, and Russia is looking to make war with the beast. They're going to take the challenge, man. Okay? Because it's prophecy. This beast system, this Edomite system, the white man system, all these lies, this rape, robbery, murder, all this spoilage over here. The Lord is going to use Russia to repay America. And Russia's going to, through prophecy, what's written, all right, destroy all of America, man. This is what's coming. All right. But now you see America, they're going to drop down some soldiers into over there to Eastern Europe, man, into the war. Those soldiers may not even make it to the ground, man. They're going to blow, they can get that plane up out of here, man. That's what Russia's going to do. So we're going to see, man. But we all overall know that this system, the so-called white man system over here, the America the Great, is going to be taken down by the Russians, and this is prophecy. So everything's going according to what the Lord said and how he said it would happen. Now, Revelation 13:3, and I saw one of his heads as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? That's the spirit of these people. So the people are not really understanding that Russia has just taken the challenge to come against us. And they're written in prophecy to destroy us, man, to destroy America. This is why we're hoping for what? Salvation from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai out of here, man. All right. Because this land over here is not going to be, it's not going to be a habitation for really people over here. It's going to be a habitation for just desert creatures, because that's what this place is going to become. First, it's going to be a fire pit and burn for a period of years. And then it's just going to become a desert over here, because this destruction that Russia is going to bring forth over here is going to decimate this place. This is the scriptures. You read scriptures about this place being wholly desolate, and no creature shall live or dwell here except desert creatures. You reread these scriptures. Why is this? It's because Russia is going to be used to destroy this place, man. All right. They're written in prophecy. Let's go to Ezekiel 38, man. They're written in prophecy to come against America in the last days, and this is what we're seeing take place. This is Ezekiel. And I'll end it here. I don't want to make it extremely long. We know the scriptures. We know the prophecies. We are to maintain our watch. All right. The prophets and disciples, all right, Paul, all right, said that we should rather prophesy, man. Okay. Ezekiel 38. And these things are going to happen, man. The prophets of old said these things, man. All right, so them sending Americans over there to, sending 2,300 Americans, I forgot, it was like one of the divisions of the airborne. This is going to be all to nothing. They're going to blow that out of the sky, man. And these bombs and these missiles, all right, that they're going to start attacking the cities of Ukraine with are going to start getting bigger and bigger. All right. And some of them are going to eventually become pocket nukes and tactical nukes. So we're going to see these things elevate. America is going, this place is over here, okay? When war starts, I'll be surprised if they even tell the people that the war started over there, man, because of the wickedness and the lies and deceit of the rulers over here towards the people. You see? Ezekiel 38 and Ezekiel 38, verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. This is what the Lord is doing with Russia. And I will bring thee forth in all thine armies, horses, and horsemen. Have not the Russians just made all these pacts with China, Iran, Now you have Saudi Arabia looking to join BRICS, the BRICS nations. See, this is that conglomerate written here, man. That Russia was prophesied to be a guard over, man. We're seeing that band, all right, that would be under Russia, starting with Persia, as it says here. That great band, we're seeing it through BRICS. See, BRICS is fulfilling prophecy, man. Really. And all those nations are going to help Russia take down this beast system and eventually over here and destroy this whore over here that rideth upon the beast. It's the times we're coming in, man. America doesn't have too much longer, man. This war could break out in the next coming days, weeks, hours. Who knows? When that happens, all right, they're going to push forth what? You to get your electronic tag. This is coming. That's been on the news. So everything is culminating and coming together, man. All right. This is our main priority, is to keep watch over these things, man. And to tell our people their sins out in the highways and byways. Give our people the handout from the Lord. It's time to stop. It's time to repent. Because this place is going to be destroyed. And if you're not in a chariot, and if the Lord does not save you, you're going to be burned with this place known as America. This is what we're trying to warn our people about, man, because we see what's coming. All right, the scriptures were written thousands of years ago, and they're going to be fulfilled. All right, Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back. He's talking about Russia, and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them, clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgamah, the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. This is why you've just had Belarus join Russia. See, this is taking place. The Lord is adding on a whole company to Russia, man, and lots of other military, lots of other smaller nations, man. Lots of big nations, because we're going to have the final fight of this age, man. World War III, the third woe cometh quickly, as the scripture says. All right, Ezekiel 38:5, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Torgamah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and we're coming into those times. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, which is America. I will go to them that are at rest, which are the people in America that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. There's no walls, all right, disconnecting cities and states. You can go from state to state without going through the large walls, all right, that they would stop you at in other countries, or compared to the old ancient world. You would have walls around each city. You'd have to check in at the entrance of the wall, and then you'd be able to come in. They don't have that anymore, man. America, you can go from state to state. You just cross the state line, man. All right, this is what it's talking about. Ezekiel 38, and the Lord's gonna have Russia, all right, come forth over here, man, and bring the conglomerate of military with him, man. Ezekiel 38. Bro, we 1 second. Ezekiel 38 and 11 and 12, excuse me. What are the Russians coming to do? It says to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. And this is what we're seeing. over here in America, man. The delicacies that people enjoy. Well, I mean, now it's fading away, but over the years, and still right now to this day, all right, people are enjoying the delicacies, the richness of living in America, being so-called free. All right. People have gotten goods. People have gotten wealth here. People are dwelling safely here, man. So the Lord's going to send the Russians, along with the other armies that are with him, China, Iran, all right, Turkey, so on and so forth, and they're going to spoil this place. That's why you have the scripture concerning America where it says, "Where thou shalt cease to spoil, then thou shalt be spoiled." And this is what's about to happen to the beast system, NATO and the EU, and the whore that rideth upon it, America, man. This is what's taking place. This is what we're about to go into. All right.
Soon is all I'm going to say. Because I think that they've been keeping some of their best stuff in reserve based on the intelligence reports that I've read. The Ukrainians aren't doing so good right now in Kherson. Now, that said, if you listen to what the Ukrainians are saying, they're doing way better than the Russians are doing. And I will say that I was surprised at how much ground they were able to take in and around Kherson. So this is the city of Kherson, and this is where the encroaching Ukrainian armies are taking back territory, okay? And they're still making a little bit of progress, but the progress has slowed, and apparently they got annihilated in the last 24 hours in a lot of spots. But what you need to understand about what is going on in Romania and on the Moldovan, Romanian, Ukrainian border is that you have Brigadier John Lubas, the division's deputy commander of the 101st Airborne, said that this is not a training deployment, but rather a combat deployment for which his forces need to be ready to fight tonight. Now, I listen to a lot of people, just talking heads on YouTube, who give their perspectives on things, and somebody was suggesting that perhaps, and I'm not taking credit for this idea, that perhaps this airborne group, along with some other NATO troops, a coalition of the willing, if you will, is going to enter into Odessa, where they won't be directly engaged. They will have entered Ukraine at that point. Because it seems as though, you know, the military-industrial complex would love for this war to stay conventional and not go nuclear. So it almost seems like they're trying to see what they can get away with before it really does go nuclear. Well, we're going to talk about nuclear in a bit. But so if they can bring some guys into Odessa, and then because they know the Russians are going to want to take Odessa, I believe it's a very pro-Russian city as far as I know. Don't shoot. That's just as far as I know. There's a lot of Russian-speaking people there. And that would basically make Ukraine a rump state because they would close them off from the sea. And they would get the ports of Odessa, and that would be the beginning of the end for Ukraine, most likely. So to prevent that, if they move in here and they use these guys as like a shield almost, because if the Russians attack them, then the Russians are at war with NATO, to test to see how far the Russians are willing to go. Now, this whole...
And I'll just add this to the description box, but we're here, man. All this stuff happening around us, man. The prophecies are in full effect, man. All right, so I'm not going to make this too long. Lord willing, that was edifying. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Shalom and Abba.